Hey guys, it's Frank the Tank, and welcome to my review of The Journey. Now, I want to clarify something. This is not a part of that 7-part series where I looked at every single Belmo ball and rated them out of 5 stars. This is something different. This is purely a review of The Journey, and that is that. So, the reason for it is because I feel it's kind of not a good idea to throw the ball for like one day, like, you know, just to put a couple games on it and then give it a rating, because how can you give a rating on something if you've only like thrown it for a couple games? I mean, I feel like in order to really give your opinion on a ball, you have to have spent quite a lot of time with it, and I have not. In fact, what you're going to see is actually the first couple games that I threw with the ball. And also, I do want to point out that my speed and my release did change because during this practice session that I had while I was throwing the Journey, I was working on different like positions for my my left hand, because I was getting really sick and tired of seeing my hand not work its way to the back part of the ball on the top, at the top part of the swing, and because of that, it would end up with my hand going up the side of the ball, and then the ball would end up flaring. Part of the track flare would end up like kind of on the middle finger, so. And I can hear it when it's rolling down the lane that it's kind of, the ball is rolling over the middle finger a little bit. So I was getting really sick and tired of that, and I just told myself enough is enough. I'm going to figure out how to get my hand behind the ball, and I'm going to like get the release to be, you know, where it needs to be so that it doesn't, you know, flare over the finger holes. So you're probably going to notice it too. You're going to see my left hand actually, if you look at past videos, you're going to see that my left hand doesn't even appear when my hand comes out and I tuck my elbow. But now you're definitely going to see it because I've been changing, you know, where my hand is on the ball, and I never realized how much of a difference that could make in how much your hand will work its way to the inside part of the ball. So all I can say is mission successful on that, because you're definitely going to see a change in my release. It's my hand stays behind the ball. Everything looks fantastic, and you could definitely, if you're an expert at spotting differences, you're definitely going to be able to see the difference in how the ball is rolling when it's down lane. Difference in rotation, tilt, all that. So I wish I could have saved you like a little clip or a little photo of the difference in because you can tell the difference in your release by how the track flare looks on the ball. But I didn't do that. But you can, if, like I said, if you can really spot differences, then you're definitely going to see a difference in hand position for my left hand, and a difference in my release and how the ball is rotating when it's going down the lane. So anyway, here is the review on The Journey, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts afterwards. So check this out. Okay, you guys, that was the Journey. Incredible ball. Totally wasn't what I was expecting. And you know what? Shout out to my man Kevin Magnuson, who threw that very last shot that you guys saw in there. Unbelievable. That kid is only 17 years old, and I just can't believe that amount of power and that amount of revs that he put on that shot. And the crazy part was, he wasn't even in his bowling shoes when he threw that shot. He was in his white Nikes when he did that. That was incredible. And not only that, that ball is drilled for a righty, and he's a lefty, and he still managed to make that thing look as good as it did. For a second there, I thought he was going to lose that ball in. It was going to go into the channel, but that thing just zipped right back and blew up the pins. Absolutely incredible. So, yeah, shout out to you, Kevin. Absolutely incredible. Keep on keeping on, dude. So, anyway, talking about this Journey, it totally wasn't what I was expecting. I want to actually bring something up that I said in the past. So the Uproar and the Trend 2. So way back when I made a video on the Trend 2, and actually I think I talked about this when I made the rating in that little series where I rate every Belmo ball. When I talked about the Trend 2, I mentioned how the ball was very similar to an Uproar. The only difference is being that the Trend 2 grips at the lane a lot sooner and a lot better, and it has a lot more curve, and it has a lot more roll. The Uproar, on the other hand, gets further down the lane, doesn't nearly turn the corner as quickly and with as much, hook, and it doesn't have as much roll on it. And rightfully so, because the Uproar has an RG of 2.55, which means it's very lengthy, and then the differential is quite low. I think it was like somewhere in the 30s, which is not it's not too strong. And then the Trend 2, the weird thing about it is that also the differential is low, and the RG is quite high because they made modifications to the piston core that was in that ball. However, that's one thing that these two bowling balls have in common, is that both of them have cover stocks that made them very, very strong. So that goes to show you that cover stock can really make a difference on a ball. Because if we're talking like the numbers here, on paper, these two bowling balls, minus the cover stocks that are on them, they would technically be very, very weak bowling balls. Very lengthy and very weak in terms like on the hooks. So yeah, but the cover stock saves them from that and makes them pretty strong. So that's pretty crazy. So the reason I bring that up is because the Journey, when I threw it, I swear, call me crazy, but I swear the Journey is like an almost carbon copy of the Uproar. The only difference is being that the ball grips at the lane a little sooner than the Uproar. Not nearly as early as the Trend 2 as far as I can see, especially because with the Trend 2, I did make some surface changes to it. But with the Journey, it grips at the lane a little bit sooner than the Uproar, and it definitely has a lot more hook to it. I swear. I mean, take a look at this. Here are some clips of me throwing the Uproar from way back, and unfortunately, I don't have that ball anymore. And if I did, believe me, I would have made a comparison video just to show you the similarities. But unfortunately, this was the best I could do, and I swear, I think we are looking at an almost carbon copy of the Uproar, guys. This Journey is the Uproar in disguise. The only difference is that it reacts a little sooner, and it turns a lot more, which is fantastic because if any of you missed out on the Uproar, that ball was old. I'm talking 2013, 2014. That's when that ball was around. If any of you missed out on that fantastic ball, well, now you have the Journey, and the best part is that it grips at the lane better and it turns a lot more. So if you missed out on the Uproar, get yourself a Journey, because I swear, we are looking at a almost carbon copy of that. So that's really all I have to say on this, because I actually wanted to keep it brief, because the other things that I really want to talk about, I want to save for the next video that I have coming out on the Journey, where I put the Journey up against the Fate and the Phase 2 so that we can see the similarities and the differences. Also, we're going to be able to see what these three bowling balls are like on a fresh lane, and then when the lane starts to, dry out and I have to move to the left to see what happens. So, yeah, all those things that I want to say, I'm not going to say them on here. I'm going to save that for that video when it comes out in who knows when. But, yeah, that's what I want to do. And also, if I didn't say this already, I'm going to say it again. The reason I am making this video and then that comparison video is because it gives me an excuse, I guess, to spend some time with this ball, because I know the next video that you guys probably expected was the part 7 in that series where I rate every Belmo ball. The last video obviously being the journey, but I wanted to hold off on that one because I felt it would just not be a good idea to make a video on a ball that I only spent like a couple of games on. I feel like I need to spend a lot of time to put a lot of games on this ball before I can actually give it a rating. So yeah, the best thing I could do was throw it for the first couple of games and then give my thoughts, what I saw, and that is what I feel we have accomplished here. So that is the journey. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys real soon for the comparison video. So yeah, I'm Frank the Tank. See you guys in a couple of days. Peace.